Well, in 2009, on March 7th, I learned that my son Kyle had over-medicated in a Baltimore hotel room, and it was one day after he had left Perry Point VA Hospital. After he left Iraq, he struggled with serious nightmares and post-traumatic stress, and also he'd been diagnosed with a traumatic brain injury. He really was trying to reclaim his life, but there were a lot of things working against him. And at the end of his time at the VA hospital in Perry Point, they told him he was taking up a bed and that he could self-medicate. And he over-medicated in a Baltimore hotel room that very first night. And I learned a lot in that year that you can run and you can run to heal, but you can't run away from the kind of pain of losing a child. And you can't go around it, you can't go under it, you do have to go through it.
Coming home to a support network is absolutely the best thing that can happen for any soldier, regardless of the level of trauma that they faced or regardless of injuries or anything. That support kind of gives the soldier a feeling of, or gave me and gives other soldiers a feeling that what they've done is worth something.
I needed a tangible reminder of why I should keep living, because that kind of pain is so overwhelming. It actually should kill you. It hurts that bad.
And I think that's the worst thing, that if somebody can come home and feel like there's no support, then why did they put their life on the line for their country, for their friends, for their family, when if they come home there's nothing there to hold them up. And I think that for me, that was huge, to be able to come home not just to my family and friends supporting me, but a community.
I started running down in Texas. I ran on the beach, I ran to work, I ran back to work, back to the house I lived in. At some point I realized that I needed to come back to Gig Harbor and resume my life and try to figure out some things and find a way to honor Kyle and honor Soldier. So I think what was really happening in my heart is I was starting to process the idea of how we can stand in the gap for our soldiers and help them. How we can help them reclaim their lives and become the men and women that God designed them to be after they shed their warrior clothes. The VA can only do so much, and so I sort of felt that the community at large needs to play a bigger part. And what does that look like? And for me, having an event like a half marathon made a whole lot of sense.
I get a lot of people that walk into the store that want to put on events, and it happens so often that it's one of those things that you have to listen to the person, hear what they have to say, and then find out if you have time for it or if it's intriguing. She came in, introduced herself. So I kind of have a few questions that I have to ask that the person almost has to pass, almost like a little test, if you will, because we all have good ideas. And then there's the reality, how much work it is. And so we talked about parking, we talked about all the logistics about putting on a race. And she just looked at me and said, I'm pretty sure I can do that. I'm pretty sure I can do that. And the way she was responding, you can tell her determination. And so quickly I realized, okay, this could be someone who I want to work with.
The whole idea behind this race is not only to bring a community together and raise awareness for post-traumatic stress disorder and traumatic brain injury and how that so negatively impacts a soldier when he comes home. So the beautiful thing about an event like this half marathon called Race for a Soldier is we can write checks to those programs that the VA is not covering. Alternative therapies like horses are doing amazing things to help soldiers.
we shared the same passion. God had really used the ashes of our lives and turned them into something just really wonderful. And we could both be a blessing to each other as well as help many more soldiers. It's very humbling. A lot of these soldiers come to us very, very bleak and dark, with no passion for life whatsoever. They're in a state of hypervigilance all the time. They're really concerned about, something on the backside of the fence, or, they're always at a state of hypervigilance. And of course the horse is sort of along the same way that way. And within 8 weeks, them working with the horse, it's pretty amazing to see the changes that happen. And it's very humbling when you have riders come up and say, this horse has changed my life. I was going to go ahead and commit suicide, and this horse changed my mind.
By the 5th and 6th week, they're backing off their meds by some 60–70%. Those are the kind of programs we want to fund. Service dog, therapy dog programs. For a soldier to be able to have a companion dog that acts more as a therapy and service dog, and be able to walk into a restaurant with their family and have a dog beside them, those are therapies that the VA can't pay for.
No one person can go through what they've been through and then come back and transition without somebody helping. And it's just critical in my mind that they know we're here, not just in Gig Harbor, not just in Washington, but across the nation. You see grassroots efforts like this, and I think this is just the beginning.
Within the first couple of moments, she just had me completely convinced that this was something that CenturyLink had to be involved in. We had to sponsor at some level. Not only did I know that it was going to go places, but it just really pulled at my heart.
This is it! You got it! You got it! You got it!
CenturyLink is a strong supporter of our military men and women, and this was really a great way to step up and help them.
She shared with me the things she went through, from her time down in Texas to walking on the beach and finding God in her heart. And once she had that, it was about honoring her son by helping others and making this happen.